Nick Shumpert started out playing the game like a lot of other kids, by learning it from his father. Although whom he learned it from is a common occurrence, where he learned it is not so common. Nick Shumpert is the son of former major leaguer Terry Shumpert. Terry played 13 seasons in the majors for 7 different clubs, including a 5-year stint with the Colorado Rockies from 1998 to 2002. During these years, it was a common occurrence for Nick to accompany his father to the ballpark.
I grew up going to his games and going to the ballpark with him and taking BP and everything with him, so I really had no choice to grow up playing baseball, and that's all I really knew at a young age. So that had a huge influence on me.
Keith Duggar and some of the guys, Todd Helton used to laugh at Nick running around the clubhouse when he was 6, 7 years old, carrying the big weighted balls that we used to do our sit-ups and everything with.
It was through these experiences that a love of baseball was instilled in Nick. And from this exposure to these major league mentors, his understanding of the game began to take hold. His understanding of the game at a very young age even allowed him to recognize a change in former Rocky Jeff Cirillo's approach at the plate.
And he says, Mom, he said, Cirillo, she said, he's kind of baby talk still, Cirillo changed his stance. Next day, I was in the locker room because Cirillo was with my locker mate right next to me, and he was talking, and he told me to take a look at his hands today in BP because he was kind of feeling off or whatever. He said, yesterday I tried a couple of things, and when he said that right away, I said, you did what yesterday? He said, yesterday I tried a couple of things with my hands, Shump, and I don't know how it felt or whatever, so can you look at it today in BP? I said, no way, man. I said, last night, DeQuita was telling me that Nick was, when you came up to hit yesterday, that Nick was saying that your hands were different, that you had your hands in a different spot. And he was 5, 6 years old, And so I said, some of the things, sure, I can teach him do things, but a lot of things they just kind of pick up by watching and being around. That's the really blessing of me playing in the major leagues and having a kid that age. And, thank God he was talented and he learned a lot from it.
It was apparent early on that Nick's baseball mind was sharp. It was also apparent that he had the talent on the field to succeed as well.
What I look at a lot is just the swing. He was always just really coordinated in swinging that bat, and he played catch. He had a good arm. Even at that age. I mean, some people may think that's odd, but I didn't.
But talent will only get you so far. Like anyone who excels at anything, Nick has had to put in work to get where he is today. But that work has paid off. Coming into the end of his junior season, Nick is widely considered to be not only one of the top shortstops in the nation, but one of the top players, period. Number 4 overall, according to Max Preps. Nick is also committed to play NCAA baseball at Kentucky, his dad's alma mater. Having a player this talented isn't a luxury often afforded to many coaches, but Highlands Ranch coach John Kukowski has been fortunate enough to have that luxury.
I think that I've really enjoyed coaching Nick. He's real professional too about how he goes about every game, the way he prepares for it physically and mentally. I think he's the kind of kid that doesn't come around that often, not just for Highlands Ranch High School, but I think in our state. That's how talented he can be, and he is. And so it's been really fun to watch him play, there's no doubt.
Having such a knowledgeable and talented player at a key position in the infield is invaluable to both Coach Kukowski and to Nick's teammates.
The shortstop is the second quarterback out on the field next to the catcher, and what he does is he's really good at reminding guys next to him, hey, how many outs, where to go.
He just knows baseball. He knows where everybody should be at all times. If somebody's maybe a step in, he's like, hey, take a step back.
Has the ability to make the hard play routine, and he also has the ability to make some plays at this level that you just don't see as a high school player make. And then there's still room to grow. I think that when he polishes up his game, he's still just a junior, so some of the plays that every now and then any high school kid might make a mistake on, he's going to polish up and be really, really, really special at that position, I think.
Nick is the rare combination of knowledge, skill, size, and speed that results in a 5-tool player. And according to those around him, the sky is the limit for Nick Shumpert.
I think he can go as far as he wants, and he does some things especially that kids just cannot do. I mean, he does some things that are just like, wow. I would not be surprised if we're talking about Nick Shumpert in the major leagues shortly.
I think he's right where I thought he was going to be, and through hard work, in God's favor and him continue to work hard, I think he's going to be really good.
I'm excited to see where he goes with baseball, knowing that his dad played in the MLB. I hope to see him out there and maybe sends a little ball for me.